Hey all, welcome to ShareTrek. This is Raj here. Today I'm going to present a video on the HPV virus. This was a request from Valmorden, one of our subscribers, and I had forgotten about it for a while, and he reminded me recently, and I thought it's high time I did this video. Sorry, Valmorden, it was a bit delayed, but here you are. Today's topic is going to be HPV. Let's get started. Welcome back, friends. Human papilloma virus, or HPV, is a virus that can lead to several types of cancers, including cervical cancer. Most people who have HPV don't show any symptoms at all and don't even know that they have it. HPV testing is part of cervical screening, where a small sample of cells is taken from the cervix and tested for HPV. Screening is offered to all women and people with a cervix aged 25 to 64 and helps protect them against cervical cancer. In the United States, each year, there are more than 30,000 cases of HPV-related cancers. HPV vaccinations can prevent over 90% of these cancers. There are currently 3 HPV vaccines licensed by FDA that protect against HPV types 16 and 19, which cause most of the HPV cancers. There are 9 valent HPV vaccines, Gardasil 9V HPV, quadrivalent HPV vaccine, that is Gardasil 4V HPV, and bivalent HPV vaccine, that is Cervarix 2V HPV. They have been licensed by the US FDA. All 3 HPV vaccines protect against HPV types 16 and 18 that are instrumental for causing most of the HPV-related cancers. As of January 18, 2023, there are 60 active Gardasil lawsuits pending in the Gardasil class action MDL in the Western District of North Carolina. Guys, you can Google and find out more details. I would prefer not to talk more about lawsuits and other things because I'm a small content creator and I would like to steer clear of anything to do with law and legal stuff. So you can always Google and find out more details about this. And suffice to say, there is no cure for HPV, but treatment is needed if it causes problems like genital warts or changes in the cell changes to the cell in the cervix. Retinoblastoma protein, MCM2, and Ki67 are considered surrogate markers of HPV oncogene expression and could enable the development of CAR-T therapies to target these markers. That is my personal opinion, that you could make CAR-T therapies to target these markers based on what I have seen in other therapies that we have been covering. The National Cancer Institute is leading a phase 1 of 2 clinical trial of E7 TCR T cells to treat HPV-related tumors with E7 markers. This therapy takes a person's blood, removes certain white blood cells, inserts genes to target cancer cells with the E7 protein, and gives the genetically changed cells back to the person to fight the cancer. The trial started in 2016 and is expected to be completed by December 31, 2025. Well, you may ask, Raj, what's the difference between TCR and CAR-T? I think it will take a longer time to explain that difference, so I'm going to do a separate video on that subsequently. Watch out for that. But in the meantime, we have another treatment which is underway for HPV, and it is a new drug called M7824, which targets and blocks a pathway that prevents the immune system from effectively fighting the cancer. This study started in January 2020 and is expected to complete in November 2023. So around the end of maybe around December 2023 or first quarter of 2024, we should hear from FDA with an approval or otherwise for this particular therapy. And finally, we have SQZ Biotech, which is one of the companies in our genomics watch list. SQZ Biotech has received FDA Fast Track designation for its EAPC therapeutic candidate for the treatment of HPV 16 plus tumors. The therapy is called SQZ-PMBC-HPV. It is the company's antigen-presenting cell therapy derived from peripheral blood mononuclear cells and engineered with tumor-specific E6 and E7 peptide antigens. So we have to see how SQZ Biotech performs. I have not yet been able to get into the FDA page to look at when this particular trial would end, but I am expecting that towards the end of the year we should hear something from SQZ Biotech. And because this is one of the companies that we cover on a regular basis, I would make sure that next time I do a video on SQZ Biotech, which might be within a few weeks, I would definitely include updates and also potential end date for this particular clinical trial. So that's all the information I have you for now. So Valmodern, I hope that this gives you some of the information that you were looking for. But if you are looking for something very specific, please put it in the comments and I'll see if I can check that up for you. But again, I'd like to mention our approach here at this channel is basically for genomic investments. And because the genomic companies are working on various diseases, which also startup companies are working on. That's the reason why I've decided to track disease verticals. So that's where we are approaching it from. We are not approaching it from the point of view of a patient. So there might be a bit of deficiency in our coverage, which is but to be expected. I hope this more or less covers what you were looking for. And I look forward to your feedback, Valmorden. Hey all. I would like to thank you all for giving me so much of support. A year ago, I was just a new content creator with almost no subscribers. And over a period of time, you guys joined in and gave me all the energy to create almost a couple of videos every day. And today we are 2,000 plus. So in order to thank you, not just with words, but with something substantial, I've been working with friends of the show to come up with new content. And today I'm really happy to announce that we are going to release the first episode of a 3-part mini-series, which aims to teach how to use covered calls. I think that this is something that many of you will benefit from. The first episode is going to air tomorrow. Can I use the term air? Maybe I should say the first episode will be dropped tomorrow and you can watch that. Friends of the show, John and Sam, have helped me, and we would like your feedback because I must confess that we indulged in our fantasy of being actors, and we have done some role play in there, and we hope that you like what we have done, and we look forward to your feedback. So watch out for that video to drop tomorrow. I think in the morning at around 6 o'clock, you will see that along with the end of the day analysis. So there'll be 2 videos tomorrow morning. And I hope you give it a good reception. The second episode is going to take Microsoft as the underlying, and we will actually talk about covered calls with actual examples where I would play the role of an investor and I would be investing in covered calls. I'll be selling covered calls, and we go through all the scenarios of what happens if the call is exercised, what happens if it is not exercised, what happens in the back office. We cover all of those things. And then in the third episode, I'm going to be interviewing Sam and asking him questions about options. And that episode is going to be kind of a summary of everything that we have learned in the first 2 episodes. And if you have any questions about covered calls, please put it in the comments below in this video, and I can pick that up and make sure that we add that into our interview session with Sam. So guys, give us a lot of support there also. And that's all for now, my friends. Thanks and have a great day.